Hello, this is Dr. Renee Young of Young Naturopathic Center for Wellness. Every day in my clinic, I see women that have been to doctor after doctor. They tell me about all the amazing tests they've had and this and that, only to come up with there's nothing wrong with them. Often they leave the office with nothing more than it's all in your head. I'm here to tell you there are things that we commonly miss in medicine that I don't want you to have to suffer with. So the most common one that we see in our office that patients come in with undiagnosed is PCOS, which stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome. It's a disorder affecting women that increases your insulin levels, which have to do with blood sugar regulation, increases male hormones or androgens, resulting in abdominal obesity, not fun, acne, hair loss, and hair on your face. It is not a pretty picture. So usually we find this out when women are having issues with fertility because it's also the #1 cause of fertility in women. 4 to 12% of women approximately are estimated to be affected with polycystic ovarian syndrome. So if you're someone that's suffering from any of those symptoms, you might want to have a doctor that really knows how to diagnose, check it out. The next issue I'd like to bring up that's commonly missed is Hashimotos. Hashimotos is the most common autoimmune disease. It sounds like something fancy, doesn't it? It's not. It's a thyroid condition affecting women that decreases your thyroid hormone. So I have women come in, they're like, I went to my doctor, they checked my thyroid, it was great, my TSH was fantastic. First of all, I look at their numbers and often they're not great. They're just okay. Kind of the equivalent of driving your car with bald tires. One little slip and it would be a major accident. You really have to look at your thyroid antibodies. Thyroid antibodies are something that tells us that your body is in attack mode. Hashimoto's is an autoimmune condition. Auto means self-attack, where your body is attacking your thyroid. It's basically like, I'm gonna get your thyroid. You definitely, again, don't want that. So the next common condition I like to talk about is rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis is a condition that affects our joints. It's also an autoimmune condition. It's said to affect about 3% of the population, and men are 3 times less likely to get it than women, which is really, kind of an interesting thing because I find personally that a lot of times women's health issues are put off as like, oh, you're just complaining, you're so delicate, your hands hurt, oh, it's so sad, you should stop working. No, I don't think so. So if you have aches, especially in your hands, joint aches, like your shoulders, your hips, your knees, you could possibly have rheumatoid arthritis. And again, I'm going to say this over and over again, it comes down to the right diagnosis. You need to find someone that can help you with that diagnosis. The next health condition that I included is one that would seem like this has to be caught, doesn't it? Absolutely not. The #1 killer of women in the United States, it's not cancer, ladies. That's what we're worried about. It's actually heart disease. And I find women in their 40s are really the biggest victim of this condition. So heart disease, we think about, I'm sorry guys, kind of classic older man just sitting there, big pot belly and smoking cigarettes, maybe having a heart attack. It's just not true. Women are way more affected by heart disease than men, and unfortunately we die of first heart attacks more often. So what you need to do if you feel like you're potentially at risk is you need to get your wellness checks. You need to make sure that you're really looking at your numbers. Inflammation is a predictor of heart disease. Get your numbers checked. Get a calcium scoring test, really big deal. So we're going to talk about this more in some of our other video series. So if you're interested, you can look that guy up. The last one on my list is probably the one you're thinking, really, Dr. Young? This isn't obvious to people? It's depression. Depression is a hugely misdiagnosed condition in women. So often what happens is women's serotonin levels, their main happy hormone, gets a little bit lower. And again, especially in our 40s, when your sex hormones change. And what we think is fatigue, just not being able to get out of bed, or our husband or kids drive us crazy, it's actually depression and it needs to be treated. So sometimes I tell women, it's not that you don't love your life, it's that you're chemically not able to deal with it. So I'm going to recap for you again. PCOS, Hashimoto's, rheumatoid arthritis, heart disease, and depression. 5 things you don't want to miss. You know why? Somebody like me can really help you with it. So if you found this information really interesting or you have more questions, please post it on my blog, visit our website, and share it with someone you love. Till next time, thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. For more tips and free updates on how you can be well, please download our free special report, The 9 Hidden Reasons You Are Sick, Fat, and Tired, at youngwellnesscenter.com.